Hello everybody, my name is Bilik Olga and this is I Love Create School. In this video lesson we are going to learn how to make such a little bag from Raffia. I'll tell you how to make it bigger or smaller, no matter what size. I'll tell you all about this pattern, about the sides, bottom, and how you can make this handle, how much yarn you need. So let's get started. So for such a small size, I'll tell you the precise. Let's measure. That is 15 centimeters to 19 centimeters, and the side is 5.5 centimeters. I have used less than 1 yarn, SP Raffia, 250 meters here. And here perhaps 100 meters is left over. So why do I need such a little bag? In summer I like to use such small bags where you can put only your keys, maybe car keys and mobile phone, and that's it. I never take purse with me. I usually use credit card, so that's enough for me. The next bag I decided to make slightly bigger. You see, this one will be about 20, maybe it's not much bigger. Let me see. Yeah, it is a bit bigger, 21 to 18 centimeters. Plus there will be sides, it is a bit bigger, so in this bag you can put a bit more. It will be a very classic crossbody. So for a small bag you'll need 1 skein of Raffia, 3.5 millimeters crochet hook, and let's get started. So according to the number of stitches, the repeat here is 2 stitches plus 1 stitch will be here on this side to make a double crochet, and 2 stitches on this side will be chains. So we repeat 2 stitches plus 3 for the sides. In this bag I have 12 braids, and for them I cast on 24 chains plus 3, that makes 27 chains in total. So if you want to make it this small, you cast on 27 chains. And I made 17 rows plus 1 additional row here. First one was just single crochets. For this ivory colored bag I cast on 33 stitches. Here I have 15 braids and 20 rows plus 1 first row of single crochets, and plus I have worked it all around. So I'll show you on the example of this bag. So to start with, we cast on 33 chains. So I made 31 single crochet, and now we start our basic pattern. Make 2 chains, turn your work, and now we'll work half double crochets twisted. Yarn over, skip 1, 2, insert in the third, pull the yarn over, and pull all 3 on the hook. Again, yarn over, and now into the first. Pull it, make a yarn over, again make sure that this one is stretched, make a yarn over and pull all 3. And that's it. That's a half double crochet twisted. So you work till the end. Yarn over, skip one, insert in the next, make a yarn over, pull through all three. Now yarn over, insert the hook in the previous one, to the same opening where you made the previous stitch, yarn over and pull through. Again, yarn over, skip one, in the next make a half double crochet, yarn over, and return to the stitch where you have made the previous one. So you see that one stitch is always skipped. A yarn over, skip one, make a half double crochet, and return back into the previous stitch. Now, speaking about the raffia, when I was working with this raffia, it was more dense and I didn't have to press it. Here I see that the raffia is more twisted. That's why you can make a wet heat with an iron. You use a steam regime so that the raffia opens up and you have a more fluffy stitches. And so we go on, skip one, make a half double crochet, and return to the previous stitch, make a half double crochet. So you see how this end starts to twist. And so you work till the end of this row. Now here at the end of the row I want to show you we have 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3. We make the last twisted half double crochet as always, and at the end of the row we need to make a double crochet. Here I make a yarn over, insert the hook into the last stitch, pull the yarn, pull through 2, make a yarn over and pull through 2. That is a double crochet. Then we make 2 chains and turn our work. And start working the second row, that is the third row from the start. Again. And now we'll insert the hook not here, but into the opening, into this skipped stitch of the previous row. So make 1 and return back. A second half double crochet. And so we go on working all the rows just into the opening here, 1 half double crochet and return to the next half double crochet. It is very easy and very quick. 1 and 2. And so we work the amount of the rows you need, 12 or 15, or you want to make it bigger, you can make the number bigger. You can make a big net bag shopper, why not? It will also look wonderful. And so till the end of this row. At the end of each row we make a double crochet. At the beginning of each new row we make 2 chains. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And the last twisted half double crochet and a double crochet here. See, this is chain. In the second loop of the chain here we make a double crochet, then 2 chains and start the next row likewise. And so you make 20 rows if you're going to make this size, like I'm doing now, and 17 rows if you want to make a smaller bag. Now, when you have made the amount of the rows you need for this size, I made 20 rows. How do I count? Start counting with the first. It will be 21. So how do I count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 rows. We need to make a trimming around all these sides. We have it already on the first row and we need to make it all around. So here I'll make a double crochet at the end as always, and then as I turn anti-clockwise like this and start working right here, right in the corner, make 1 single crochet and the second in the same opening. So in each part, in each opening here, between these twisted stitches, we'll make 2 single crochets. You see here, you can make it into the opening or you can make it here in between the 2 openings. Here again, 1, 2. Next one, 1 and 2. 1 and the second. 1, 2, and so you go till the end, till the turn to another side. Like this. Here I have worked till this corner. Now we need to make a 1 single crochet straight into the corner here, 1, and I turn the work again like this, make 1 more single crochet here to get a nice corner, nice rectangle corner, not rounded, and I go on working this lower side. Here it will be a bit thicker because here we already have 1 row of single crochets. And make 1 more row of single crochets. Here, by the way, if you don't want to make this side thicker, here you can just make a row of slip stitches, so you can work around the row you have already made, like this, see? And this will make this row look a bit smaller. Perhaps that even will be better. Now let me show you. let's have a look. What if we make the second single crochet here and then start working around the first round like this, so that it stays, the first round stays inside this row. Here there is not much difference as to the size, but I think this way it looks better. So we insert the hook between the first and the second row here and work around the first round, the first row that is. Now that you have finished this line, again in the corner we make 2 single crochets into one opening, 1 and 2. Turn your work and go on working 2 single crochets in every opening. Between the rows in every opening. 2 single crochets to 1 twisted half double crochet. And again, when you have finished this row, in the corner you make 2 single crochets into one. One and 2. And go on working likewise. Single crochets in the openings between the rows. Here it will be easier for each stitch you make 1 single crochets, see, around each braid until the end, and so we'll join the beginning. Now I have worked till the end or till the beginning where we have started. I cut the end, insert it into the darning needle and make a false slip stitch. I skip one, insert the needle into the next stitch and then return the needle straight into the stitch where I have started, put it to the wrong side, and here I hide it behind the stitches on the wrong side, make a knot to make sure it's fixed properly, and then hide the free end. And then you start making the same piece likewise. So here we need 2 pieces of this base. It has 2 bases and 1 side, and then we'll sew them all together. So now you need to make the sides and the bottom. You measure the length of your sides of 3 sides, but when you sew it together it may turn that you need a bit more or a bit less. And so that you can make it smaller or bigger, we have already prepared the piece for sewing it together. I'll show you in all details. So for such bag I made 98 rows. So I count 2 rows, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I get 88 plus 1 row at the beginning, 89. I cast on 11 chains. For this bag, as it is going to be slightly bigger, I'll make 13 chains. And we'll start making sides with simple single crochets. So first make the first chain, add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 chains. You skip 2, insert the hook in the third, and start making single crochets. You need to make 11 single crochets till the end of the row. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 11. Make one chain at the beginning, turn your work, and first we skip, so we start working with the second stitch and make single crochets. Again, make 11 single crochets till the end of this row. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and don't forget, into this last you make 11th single crochet. You work it in the very edge here. 11. Make one chain and turn your work. Again, skip first and start working into the second stitch. And again, you make 11 single crochets till the end of this row. And you see here, the last, here it is. Don't forget to make an 11th single crochet. Again, one chain and turn your work. And so you make a very long side. Here, for example, I made 89. Here I'll make at least 100 rows. And then we'll see. So for such a size of a bag, I made 106 rows of the side, and I have already sewn together the first part with a piece of yarn we left, and then I have added the amount of the rows I need for this size, and now I'll show you how we sew together. But when you sew the first part with the base, you sew it as it is, and when you start sewing the second, you need to make sure that it is the same as it is on the first part, so that it's equal on both sides. For this I'll use markers. So now I find the corner here, I follow this line to the other side, and I place it here straight into the corner of this piece of a base. So that it is symmetrical on both sides. And on the other side, make sure that the corner is the same. And now we'll start sewing this part. Insert the needle straight into the corner here. But here first we need to make a knot. I forgot to make a knot at the end. And then hide the ends on the wrong side. And now we'll just use basting stitch to sew it together. So you pull your needle to one side, like this. Here you do not have to make a stitch in every loop. Just make sure that it is straight, and you see I do not count. Really, I do not count the stitches here. I just try to make even stitches and make sure that these both parts do not twist, do not warp, do not slide. And so we make a basting stitch till the corner. Here is my marker. So you work till this marker. Now you have made it till the marker. Here you can take it off. And sew corner straight into the corner of the bottom. And then you start working here on the bottom. Likewise, basting stitch back and forth. Do not count the stitches, just make sure that it lies flat and symmetrical. Here you have worked till the next marker. Take off the marker And now you need to place the marker here to make sure that these both parts stay in place, that all is flat, not twisted. And likewise sew together these two parts. Then at the end you take off the marker and finish this row. And then we make a handle and a long strap. So we have sewn together two base parts and a bottom. Now you can make a wet heat with your iron and steam, and when you steam it with an iron, you make this steam regime, and with this slightly press raffia here, then place your hand inside and with your fingers make sure that this seam looks straight. Here you see it may be a bit curved, it as if it goes inside. So give it the right shape with an iron. And now we have to make handles. I have already made one. On the second side I'll show you. Here it will have two small handles and one long strap to make it a crossbody. So take raffia and skip four braids. Insert the hook under the last row. Leave a small end on the wrong side. Here hold the end so that it doesn't come off. Make a chain and make 2 single crochets around this last row, one and the second in the same opening. Here I'll show you how to make a caterpillar pattern. Maybe you know it, maybe not, I'll show you. The caterpillar will start right here, straight on the back. We're not going to attach it later. I'll start making it on the back at once. So how do you make this pattern? Turn your work, insert the hook, not like this as you always do, but in diagonal from up downwards, like this, under this half loop. You see, in diagonal direction. Pull the yarn. So now you have 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through, 2. Again, turn your work. Insert the hook here, 1 on the hook and 1 here. Yarn over, pull through, 2. Again, you have 2 loops on the hook. Make a single crochet. Turn your work. Insert the hook into this loop and into this one. Now you have 3 loops. Make a yarn over, pull through 2. You have 2 loops, and again make a yarn over and pull it, pull it through. Turn your work. So here I do not recommend you to make it too tight, because then it will be narrow. The handle will be very narrow. So work free, but not too free, of course. So that your handle does not stretch too much on one side, but remains fluffy. And so you work turning it all the time back and forth. And so you make the length you need. Here the size of the handle is up to you. I made it. Let me measure. So I made it 32 stitches. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 32. And in centimeters, that makes 20 centimeters. So when you have made the amount of stitches you need for the handle, pull this yarn, cut it. You may leave it longer. And now you take plastic or metal darning needle and insert this raffia to attach the second side of the handle. So now let's have a look. We need to place it straight. Make sure it's not twisted anywhere. Find where you have skipped 4 braids on the other side. And likewise, attach it around the last row. Like this, pierce into the handle and around this row. I think that will do. So let me see, on this side I make a knot to make sure that it's fixed properly. 1 here, pull it tight. And now here, this end, we hide between the stitches here on the wrong side. And cut. And likewise, you hide all the other free ends that left from attaching the handles. Likewise, make a knot first to fix it, and then hide. And hide it behind the stitches on the wrong side. So that's it, our short handles are ready. So for the long strap, for the shoulder strap, you can use some other pattern so that it is wider, but I decided to make it just like my short handles are, because the bag is very small. Here I'm not going to put a lot of heavy things inside. So I have already made a long strap using the same caterpillar pattern. So how do you count the length? So here I do not count the rows because there are so many. I measure in centimeters. It depends on the height of a person, but usually we make it 100 to 125 centimeters, or we can make it 80 centimeters. And when you make the amount you need, you stretch it, because when you use the bag, it is going to stretch anyway, and then it will be too late. So first you stretch it with your hands and then measure. When it's ready, just insert it into the darning needle and just sew it like we did with the short handles. Here on one side, to the side, in the middle, find the center here and sew it with several stitches around the last row, and on the other side as well. Likewise, we did with short handles. Here, make sure that you sew it tight so that it will stay in place. So now our Raffia bag is ready, such a mini beauty. So you can make it according to the same principle and make it any size you want. Raffia makes it easy to make it any size, even the biggest one will be very light. You can make micro bags for mobile phones or little bag for purse, sunglasses and mobile phone. You can make it bigger using this pattern. I hope that this video lesson was helpful. Please tag me on Instagram and show photos of your bags, and see you in my lessons. That was Olga Bilik. Goodbye.